Greetings and welcome to my Management Quick Tips video series. The goal of this series is to provide you with quick, actionable ideas for how to more fully engage your team through creating positive work experiences for each of your team members. The reason that's important is I like to think of it as a win-win-win. Right? When employees have a positive work experience, they're happier and more productive at work. That, for you as a manager, makes your job easier actually and more fun, frankly. And the organization wins because performance improves and the organization gets the performance needed to succeed. That's a win-win-win. Today's quick tip is pretty simple, and that is to be in a regular routine of asking your team members, those who you supervise, for feedback on what you can do better as a manager. Now, for some of you, this is probably old hat. Maybe you do this already. For others, you might be watching this going, you want me to ask them for feedback? I know it feels a little scary or a little crazy if you haven't done it before, but here's how it works. It's a very simple and profoundly powerful interaction you can have with your team. Hopefully you're having some sort of regular check-in, right? Check-in, whether it's a one-on-one meeting or a 15-minute check-in once a week or once a month or whatever it is, whatever works for you. You're having some kind of check-in with each of your employees. At the end of that check-in, you ask the question, is there anything that I could be doing to be a better manager for you? Or is there anything I could be doing to help you have a more positive experience here at work every day? Now, at first, if you've never asked your employees for feedback about you, they might be a little intimidated. They might not know what to say. They might say, I'm not sure. Now, I can promise you that they have a list of things that they would prefer that you do differently. It's just a matter of whether or not they feel courageous enough or they trust you enough to actually tell you. And so, at first, if they say, boy, I'm not sure, the first time they say that, cut them some slack. Say, okay, that's great. I'd like you to think about it. And the next time we meet, I'd like you to bring one or two things that you've identified that I could do differently to help you have a more positive work experience every day. Right? That's pretty easy. Gives them some time, gives them some space to process and to come back. Now, if they come back the next week and they're still saying, boy, I'm really not sure, then say, let's talk about communication. So, how would you rate my communication? Just right, too much, too little? And if they say just right, well, that's pretty, I guess that's a win. Maybe then you go to the next thing. How about feedback? How about, the feedback or coaching you're getting about your work? Are you getting just right, too much, too little? Right? When you get a too little or a too much, then you ask them specifically, hey, tell me a little bit more about that. If they're getting too little communication, you follow up with what kind of communication would you like to see more of? Like, how can I communicate more and what would you like to know more about? That gets you into a conversation about it. If it's feedback, same kind of thing, follow up. Take notes, and then here's the kicker. Here's the most important part of it, is that once you have this feedback, it is critical that you then follow up and you take action. So if it's a matter of they say, boy, I'd really like to get more, I'd like to get an email or some kind of update, communication update from you once a week, right? Let's say you've been in the past doing once a month, they'd like once a week, and you agree to do that in the meeting, then you make sure you do once a week updates with them. And then the next time you meet, you ask them how it's going. Does it feel better? Did it make a difference? If it did, you can keep doing it. If not, you can make another adjustment. What else should we try? But here's the thing. When you ask for feedback, you follow up and take action, you then create trust. You've created now a loop. You asked for feedback, you heard the feedback, you validated it by taking action, and then you circled around to see if it was having the desired impact. that creates a virtuous cycle of trust. When you start doing that with each of your employees, here's what happens. Little things never become big things because they know that with some regularity, whatever your regular interaction is with them, they're going to have an opportunity to provide you some feedback, to make some adjustments, to make things better. And so that means that you're going to see continuous progress, and it creates a cycle where you will be continually creating a better and more positive and more engaging work experience for everyone on your team. So that's that. Pretty simple. What can I do to be a better manager for you? That's today's Management Quick Tip. I hope you found it valuable. Good luck. I look forward to hearing how it goes.